When to show versus when to tell. That's what I'm going to be talking about in today's episode. Hi, I'm Herne, and this is Daily Writing Advice. So, show versus tell is kind of an endless writing advice cliche that gets thrown around a lot. And the implication is that telling is somehow worse than showing. This is totally not the case, because if you were to show every single thing that happens in your story, it'd be massive. Just imagine, for instance, if one of the Harry Potter books showed the readers exactly what happened on every single day of Harry's life at Hogwarts. Now, I know some of those books are big, but they would be even bigger if you had to show a whole school year's worth of events. And the reason why all of those events aren't showed, and the reason why telling is sometimes quite useful, is because in some instances, the process just isn't interesting. And this is what you need to consider when you think about show versus tell. If the process of what is happening is interesting in this scene, in this part of the story, then you may want to show it, because if the process is interesting, readers will enjoy actually going through that scene and actually seeing how it unfolds. If, on the other hand, the process of this scene is not interesting, and really readers and you as an author are just interested in the result, then it might be time to tell. So for instance, let's say in your book you have a battle, and let's say this battle, it may be kind of interesting, you could write it, there'd be some interesting fight scenes in it, but really you've just put it in there to create some sort of political motivation for your other characters, then maybe it's a chance to tell it. Maybe you can just say, oh, the Redwood Brigade won this battle, and that's all you need to know. And then you can move on with the story. And readers will be like, oh cool, a thing happened. I'm glad I didn't see it because it probably wouldn't have been that interesting. It didn't have anyone I was interested in. If, on the other hand, that battle was really important to some characters and they were involved in it, then you might want to show it. But as a rule of thumb, if the process of the thing you're describing is interesting, you probably want to show it. If the process is kind of boring, then you want to tell it, because it will speed your story up and it will get to what readers really care about, which is the result. So, that's our episode. I've been Jed Herne, and this has been Daily Writing Advice. Thank you so much for listening. Now go and write extraordinary stories.